What's up, everybody? Welcome back to ATWD TV. This is my second interview for 2014. I'm Xavier, of course, and this is my special guest, Jessica, who is a...
I am a woman who happens to
Talk
be...
up!
I'm a woman who happens to be transgender.
Okay, so what's the difference between a transsexual and a transgender?
Well, if you're going by the definitions, a transgender person, because it can be a man or a woman, is someone that transitioned from one gender to the other.
Okay.
And a transsexual is someone who has gone underneath the knife to have their surgeries. I personally don't like the name transsexual, but...
Why?
Well, first of all, if you go underneath the knife to get your surgeries done, then you wouldn't be trans anything. You have everything done.
Right.
And second of all, sexual. Like, why does it have to be sexual? So that kind of sense.
So, I mean, do we know any famous people that are or have transitioned? Do you know any off the top of your head?
Laverne Cox.
Okay. Yeah, we did talk about him.
Her.
Her. From Orange is the New Black.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Amasia Scott.
Was it Cher's son? Cher's daughter?
Yeah, Cher's son.
Cher's son. Okay, so wherever they are, that's how we appropriate them because it's a him now. So do you go in the men's restroom or you go in the women's restroom?
I go in the women's restroom.
You don't feel weird about that at all?
No, why should I? If I go in the men's restroom, I have a higher chance of being attacked or something happened to me.
Really? Statistically speaking, or you just...
I don't know about statistics, but I just know personally. I don't want to step into a men's bathroom looking like this.
So if a man sees somebody who obviously to him, he thinks is a man dressed like a woman, you feel more threatened than if you go in a women's restroom and she knows you're a man. And so, I'm just saying, like, is that how you think about it, or?
No, I'm not thinking about, first of all, I don't ever think, oh, I can't go here or do this because I'm a man.
Okay.
Because I don't think of myself as a man. My name is Jessica, I'm a woman, and this is who I am. So I go into the women's...
Why are you not a man? Were you ever a man?
No, I was born... I guess male at some point.
You guess? You wasn't there?
I mean, he tried it. I was born male at some point in my... Well, at my birth, I was born male. Right. So, yes.
So, you had a penis before?
I had a penis at birth.
Okay.
But I am a woman now. And I'm not a woman just because I think I am. Okay. I'm a woman because I am. People like to have this definition of what a woman is. Okay. Like, they think if you have a vagina that you're a woman. First of all, having a vagina doesn't make you a woman because there are plenty of women out there who are biologically born with a vagina and they do not carry themselves, they do not act like, and they do not do womanly things. So they still get to have this title of a woman just because they have a vagina?
Okay.
No.
I can dig that. So have you had any dramatic or traumatic experiences on one side or the other, like maybe growing up where you picked on, I mean, did you feel like you weren't supposed to be a certain type of way, or?
I knew something was different, like around the age of 4. I didn't know what it was until I got to high school. Okay.
So was it that you had desires for another man?
I mean, I had my first crush when I was just like around 4 or 5 in elementary. But I didn't know what it was till I got to middle school, and then I was just like, oh, it's called being gay. Okay. So then I wrapped my head around that. But like my whole time growing up, I was just like, there's something different, and I didn't know what it was until I turned like 21, and I moved out here to LA. And then I found out what transgender is and all the different umbrella terms for it, and then I was just like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So you're not gay anymore?
I'm not.
Because you're a woman?
Because I'm a woman. I'm a woman who likes men. So I'm not gay.
So you're straight?
I'm straight.
You're a straight woman?
I'm a straight woman.
Okay. So do you do any manly things? Do you have any manly habits still?
I don't, because even when I was a boy, I didn't have like boy habits or manly habits. It was all female from the beginning.
So who raised you?
My father.
What you didn't have? I mean, where was your mom? If you don't mind me asking.
She abandoned me and my other brothers and sisters. So I was the only one that didn't get to know her. So she was really in and out of our lives. So I went to go live with my dad.
Oh, so your siblings are older than you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Much older or just a little bit?
Some are much. Some are a couple of years.
How many is it?
I have 4 brothers, 3 sisters.
Oh, wow.
I'm second youngest.
Oh, okay. So how did your dad respond to you growing up? Was he always accepting? Did you have to break it down? What kind of father was he growing up?
He was a good dad. I was just scared to always tell him because my other brothers would pick on me a lot, and then I would get picked on so much at school, and then like I would go home and be called a sissy, and then like I was the littlest one in the house, and I was like really skinny because I was born prematurely and then with some issues, so I was like really skinny, and I got picked on a lot, and they were just so much bigger than me. So
you got picked on for being feminine or skinny? Or both?
I got picked on for, both.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like being called sissy. And I remember one time my brother had called me a faggot. And my dad like went off on him. And he was just like, leave him alone. He's not no faggot and all that kind of stuff. And like, it's not like my dad. I was scared to tell my dad because there was a couple of times where I've heard him drop like the F word and say some things. And I was just like, oh, well.
But not concerning you.
No, not concerned to me. Just like.
But you knew that if you told him that you would be what he talking about.
I was just scared because I was like a kid and I was just like, oh, well, I can't tell him what's going on with me because I've heard him drop the F word a couple of times. So I don't want to be like, oh,
so
hey.
what was going on with you? What you mean? Like.
No, that I was having these feelings where I didn't like girls and I was liking boys. And
he didn't already know? I mean,
I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know because I was very feminine. So it's just like a part of me has to think that he knew because I was very feminine.
Right.
Like
it's just I don't know how it is with dads, but with moms they say parents or moms always know. It's like the way some families work. It's like even though you don't tell them, it ain't like if you were to tell them, it'd be like. Oh, we didn't see that coming. Like, obviously, you're feminine, so have you ever brought a girlfriend home? I mean, did anything like that?
No. I actually, I look at old pictures of me, and I see me, and I'm wearing these little cutoff shorts, and I'm busting the splits, and I'm just like...
Can I ask you how old you are?
I'm 25.
Okay, so you're not that old. So
I'm not,
well, what year were you born?
88.
Okay, so you technically an 80 baby, but you grew up in the 90s. Mm-hmm. So I remember, like, when I was growing up, I got picked on faggot, sissy, gay, punk, like the whole 9 yards. And in my mind, I didn't think I was that bad. I mean, I just really didn't, but it's not what you really think of yourself so much. It's how people perceive you. So before I ever had an experience with a man, those seeds were, like, planted inside me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like almost out of high school before I even indulged in any type of sex. You know what I'm saying? Because my original goal was to wait till marriage. But obviously that didn't happen. But I just noticed that, especially being out here in L.A., anywhere particularly, but a lot of gay people, even when I was coming here, a lot of gay people, I didn't understand gay houses. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times it's a whole bunch of gay dudes living in a small facility in a house, an apartment. And those are people that kind of raise you, you know what I'm saying? Because family puts you out, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you've seen a lot of that. Mm-hmm. And I just think it's crazy because in my mind, if I was a parent, or when I do become a parent, and let's say I'm a preacher, I'm a man of God, it's really, you can really push people to really rebel if you do certain things. Like, oh, you got to get out here if you're going to be a faggot, if you're going to be this, if you're going to live this thing, you got to get out here. We're kicking you out, change your life. You need to serve Jesus, this, and that. But what ends up happening, a lot of times, they push people further away from God or, you know what I'm saying, or push them further into the lifestyle because they have no other choice. Like, me, myself, my mama, she subtly put me out. and she put me. I'm gonna say it like this. She didn't throw me out, but she kind of might as well say she left me at my best friend's house, which is the female, because I felt like she was jealous of me and her relationship. You know what I'm saying? And my grandma and my mama always thought there was something going on between me and her anyway, which it never was. But it put me in a situation like now I'm in survival mode. I had graduated high school. I went to medical assistant school, finished that, got my diploma. I was doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I was talented growing up. I knew what I wanted to do, which is music, what I'm doing now, why I even moved out here to LA. But all that goes down the drain when you're in survival mode. You ain't thinking about your hopes and dreams. You're thinking about, how I'm going to eat, where I'm going to live, how you're going to get from one day to the next. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Even at 18, 19 years old. And it put me in a bad position a lot of times. I had to stay with men I didn't want to stay with. Had to tolerate a lot of things I didn't want to tolerate. Had to prostitute myself. I ain't never had to stand on the corner. But when you need that cell phone bill paid, and you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you look for a job? You don't even got a phone where people can call you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in that situation, and it's not a good feeling, but you got to do what you got to do. So that's why a lot of time I'm careful of how I judge people, and especially gay people. Like, you see gay people, especially Santa Monica and Highland. You see people, what is that?
No, Santa Monica and La Brea.
That Santa Monica and La Brea, like a lot of people out there prostituting. But, it's like people always say, well, why don't you just get a job? When people mindset, and I call it survival mode, people don't think like that. It's not that easy. It's just telling a fat person, well, why don't you stop eating? Why don't you go to the gym and lose weight? It's not that simple. If it was that simple, if anything was just that simple, everybody would be doing it. And that's what our teachers in school a lot of time tell us. It's like, if it's that easy, everybody would be doing music. But that's not in everybody.